There we go. That means the audio should be live. Hopefully people are hearing this. All right, let's try that again. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Dan Reaser Stadium at Elyria Catholic High School for this JV contest between Holy Name and Elyria Catholic. I am your host of this and student director of broadcasting, Nathan Smee, and alongside me is Damian Webb.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, we're basically going to try to repeat what we said before when we may or may not have had a microphone working.
Yeah.
I have no clue if the microphone was working. But either way, basically what we said was it'll be interesting to see if both of these offenses are pretty similar to the ones that the varsity teams ran last night in the 28-14 victory in favor of Elyria Catholic.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll also give us, some insight on what the future of Elyria Catholic's team is going to look like, and some of those kids that will be stepping into varsity next year. I know next year is a big step away, but there's always next year.
Yeah, I know. At least on Holy Name's side, there's a couple guys who made some appearances in last night's game, such as Rashad Hardnett and Richard Ham, who are both suited up for today's game. So we'll see how long they're in the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, getting reps is key. So especially for those guys, getting them key reps, especially stepping up for next year when more of the seniors from this class are gone and more of this junior class will have to step up, especially on the line, as we've had more or less of a revolving door, considering the fact that we lost 4 of our 5 starters from last year.
Right, absolutely. A lot of guys had to step up this year, and more guys have to step up as the season progresses because, we will be losing some seniors once again. But we're going to be doing great things, and I think the Holy Name football program will continue strong.
Yes, and this game as well, it's a big one still. I'm sure Holy Name has a sour taste in their mouth after yesterday's game. Halftime lead, but unfortunately, Elyria Catholic scored 21 unanswered behind the rushing game, led by Levi Elis and also followed by Tavian Thomas.
Absolutely. Levi Elis was a complete beast last night. Back in our heads, we knew that he was a big challenge for Holy Name, and unfortunately, we just came up short on stopping him last night, which will lead us into prepping for next week, so we can continue to be better as an offense and a defense.
Yeah, I mean, we were unable to stop the run. The direct snap, all 4 touchdowns came off direct snaps. Levi Elis has big rushing touchdown again, and I don't have the official stats, but I'm sure he had at least 150 yards on the ground, and we know he had the 3 touchdowns. So that is the 3rd game in a row for Levi Elis. So it'll be interesting to see not only what he does the rest of this year, where he goes from next year, because I'm sure big colleges will be looking at him. Even though he might be 5'8", might be considered undersized, he still has a lot of talent, and it could go to a nice D1 school in the Big Ten, SEC, ACC, Super Conference, whatever is going to exist in the future.
Oh yeah, who knows? It always changes.
Yes, exactly. So we could see him in Ohio State jersey next year. Who knows?
Maybe.
He has the talent for sure. And then looking at our own running back, Christian Sanchez, he's able to push the pile a little bit, but Elyria Catholic had the answers for him, just like Padua did in that game, holding him to under 30 yards for the 2nd time this season.
Yeah, it was sad. We expected more from we expected more yards from Christian. It came up short. Elyria had a strong defense last night, which makes them a good team, and you can't knock them for that. But we just needed that edge, and we didn't have it last night again.
Yeah, I believe next week Christian will be primed to have a big game against Parma, as I believe they're 0-4.
I believe they were 0-3 last night.
I think we saw the score and they were down.
I think they were down, so.
But that might be going to an 0-4 Parma team. At Byers Field is always a difficult place to play, but if you remember last year's game, in that overtime, the question of forward progress was a big deal there, where an alleged Christian Sanchez fumble ended the game against Valley Forge. So I think in his mind, he has a revenge game in mind just to show at that field that he proved that he was in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Byers Field is a tough field, as you said, and I think he does have something to prove. That was a really controversial ending of that game, but I believe that Christian's going to come back to Byers Field with a big hope and a mentality of trying to get over that line to score that touchdown.
Yeah, and this will be Javon Williams' first game at Byers Field in over 2 years, because he was not active that night, as Andrew Cole played that game, and he played a really good game at Byers Field.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Cole played. He stood out a lot, and Andrew Cole's even stood out a lot this year, even as receiver reps, and that was something we've seen last night a little bit of. So yeah, I was proud of that.
He has, I believe, 9 catches in that season for 108 yards. I know I have the stats on me. I'll get them in a little bit, but I know he has something like that. But even at the place that he did not catch the ball, you can see he had a couple yards of separation on pretty much every route he ran. He has something to be able to get to the defender and able to route him.
Yeah, Absolutely. We just got to continue to do what we're doing, change the pace, and come in with a better mentality.
Yeah, and Holy Name, they've amped up the passing game this year especially, so it'll be interesting to see this year on JV and next year on varsity what we'll do if Cole will be the quarterback, or we're going to keep him a receiver, bring someone else up to play quarterback, or if he's going to play quarterback, and depending what the offense is going to do, if we're going to go back to more run or we're going to stay pass heavy.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like I've said before in the past in pregame shows, Holy Name's a pretty flexible team. They practice not only running the ball, but they practice passing the ball. So you see a lot of that at practice. I mean, these guys practice hard for long hours, and it's always good when you can switch it up and have variety in a football team.
Yeah, variety is the key as well. Staying balanced and variety. I mean, we had the balance yesterday, but a big part of our rushing game was Javon Williams. He was able to, on a lot of those passing plays, he was able to make a nice pro read there and be able to get through one of the gaps and get some nice chunk yardage.
Yeah, he definitely found a lot of gaps, and he continues to do that. He's one of those QBs that reads the field, and he makes a good choice. Sometimes he's taken down, but I mean, not everyone's perfect, and we know that a lot of pressure can happen in the back of the field. So you got to really give him props though for trying his hardest, and he's really an open eye to the field when he's playing.
Yeah, definitely. And then going to this game, who from as the highlighted players on JV from this roster, who are you looking to make a big impact in today's game?
Man, I'm not 100% sure. This is the first JV match that I watched this year. We've seen a lot of guys get some reps last night, like Rashad and Ham. So guys like that, I think are going to step up. They're going to have some mentality and help these younger guys, succeed. This morning, English is not the strong suit.
Yes.
This morning, and I think that those will be two people that really motivate the team.
Yeah, I'm looking at a couple guys. I'll throw out three names. Number 1, Alex Bowden. Number 2, Evan Trzynski. And number 3, Mikey Twardsedlow. Looking to those guys for next year, I mean, Evan Trzynski on defense, he might be one of the next guys up on the defensive edge, or even if he's going to play deeper like he is now, I believe. He's versatile. He can play an end. He could be a linebacker or even move to safety. He's very versatile, so it'll be interesting to see what role he has in today's game, even on offense as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Holy Name is versatile and also flexible, and I think it changes things. Opponents can watch film, but we could always come out with something different each week. So
yeah. Then looking at Alex Bowden, his brother Chris Bowden, he does play in college, so I mean that's definitely something to look at here for Bowden and see what he can do today, as he plays defense, plays both sides of the ball, plays them both well. So interesting to see what impact he can have in the passing game today.
Yeah, we'll definitely see some flexibility, and we'll see some variety for some people. I think that we're going to see a lot of the guys that he mentioned stand out, and those are really key members of the JV team who really come together as a team and help the rest of the team succeed in whatever they're trying to do today.
And the last guy would be Mikey Twardsedlow. Looking at the varsity roster, we're losing three receivers at least, in Wondolowski, Matt Matrunik, and Kevin Pavanka. A lot of these younger receivers on this JV team will have to step up next year, especially if a guy like Twardsedlow can step up in a big way for next year. We'll have 2 years of him on varsity, and that could be a big thing for the passing game, considering that pretty much the other 3 receivers of Cole, Daska, and Ragon will be going after next year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's different. Every year you lose some guys, you gain some guys, and it's always interesting to see who's trying their hardest to get that starting position, or who's trying their hardest to show the coaches what they can do in a varsity game, or even in a JV game. Coaches constantly reevaluate players, looking at what they're doing, how they're doing it, and are they doing it when they should be. You know what I mean? So they just focus on what's at task, and they got to make their coaches proud, and that's one way that you can really focus on a career on the varsity team. Not so much a career, but a time on varsity. And I think, that's pretty much about it.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, you can step them in a big way. Look at this like a preseason game. You get your guys who are second, third on the varsity depth chart, like looking to try to get a spot. Because I mean, I mean, looking at the last year, Andrew Cole came in for Javon Williams for a couple of games, and he proved a lot on the JV field. If I'm not mistaken, his final JV game was against Elyria Catholic at home last year, and he played well in his JV games. He was able to make some good reads, find his players downfield, especially like the now transferred Nehemiah Seals. That was one of his favorite targets, but he was able to identify his target and be able to hit him well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Andrew Cole's a great person that's very flexible. He's one of those players that coaches really look for, and hey, where can we use Cole at this moment? Because Cole has many skills, and so does our football team. So we always move in and out of like what's going to be best for the team. That the other teams are going to be using. What happened?
But yeah, just definitely Cole, a versatile player, being drawn up in many situations, using him a lot in screens this year, and also taking downfield shots, and even end zone shots, as we saw in that Padua game last year. We were able to hit the target pretty well. Williams jump ball to him, just able to get over the defender and caught the game-winning touchdown that sent Brooklyn Stadium into the loudest atmosphere I've ever heard.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's important that our guys, focus on what routes they're running. It allows the QB, whoever it is, either Cole or Javon, to see who's on the field. And it's like seeing the target. Like you want to hit that bullseye wherever's most open. Even if you got a guy running, you're gonna hit that most open place, or you're gonna run the ball yourself. And I think that's something that we do well as a whole inning team.
Yeah, we're able to run the ball, pass the ball well. Whichever way, what we like to do is get someone open space. If we can get a guy like Wondolowski, a guy like Cole, a guy like we're going out in open space, it's off to the races.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you give one of them an open space, it's over because they're gonna take that open space and they're gonna run. You see it in practice. They constantly are catching balls and then they're running. I mean, those are some of the most crucial moments of a football game, is when you catch that football and you're running. You want to get as far as you can to that end zone. Maybe you don't make it to the end zone, maybe you're out of bounds, but you know what? You made it closer than you were. And if it's a first down, if it's you just came up and you're on a fourth down and now you just got your 1 yard, that's something to be proud of. Every part and every moment of football counts, and I think that's a crucial key to the game, honestly.
Yeah, and speaking of those keys to the game, what do you have today for this JV team? What do we need to do well to beat Elyria Catholic?
I think they just got to come in with a good mentality. Obviously, a lot of them probably upset about last night's upset. Some of them were there, maybe not playing, but some of them were there. Most of them, I would believe, actually. They just got to come in with this good mentality. I'm looking at Elyria Catholic. I don't see many players over there, so I can't tell you what I'm seeing as in how big teams are. But right now, Holy Name's bonding right now, it looks like. They're all talking and relaxing right now. So I think it's important for them to come together as a team and win this football game. The boys couldn't do it last night, but let's hope these boys can. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Limiting turnovers would be a key thing. I mean, Holy Name, we had the one muffed kick that was our big turnover. That was the turning point in that game last night. But as well, if we can force Elyria Catholic's quarterback to throw picks, I mean, Brady Cook had 2 last night that were to Colin Dasco and Will Dix. If we're able to make those reads in the secondary, especially, and get some turnovers, we can make some big plays and get our offense on the field for more and more reps, and hopefully get in the end zone.
Yeah, I think the defense also, they got to read the field a lot more. Focus on who's going and where they're going. I think that's a crucial part of football, and that's really why they watch film. It's like, let's watch where this guy's going or where this guy's going, and it's really important to see a target, hit it, or follow that target and don't let them get that ball.
Yeah, I think another final thing is maintain balance. Run the ball, pass the ball, maintain balance. Don't have one get overly used, because you don't want to have your running back get 40 carries and get injured. At this point, it's more of getting the reps in, but you want to be conservative with your ref at the same time. You don't want someone getting injured because you ran them 45 times in a game.
Yeah, you can't just keep running the same person over and over again. I mean, unless they're very very athletic, but even some of those guys, they get out of breath pretty quick. I mean, running yards and yards upon yards. And, football is a continuous game. It only stops when you're out of bounds or, there's a penalty. So it's continuous. So those 12-minute quarters really are like half hour, 35-minute long time on the field. So that can be tough on some of those kids. And I think it's just crucial about staying relaxed, focused, and paying attention to gaps and targets.
And even in the NFL, like the 15-minute quarters, those guys need breaks. That's the reason why a team will carry 6, 7 receivers. You might have 4 receivers on the field at one time, but you might have like a receiver 5, receiver 6 come in occasionally, like a kick returner. Running back. Most good NFL teams will have a running back 2 or 3. I mean, just look at the San Francisco 49ers from that 2019-2020 season. They had guys like Raheem Mostert in the backfield. I'm trying to think who else was there. I don't know everyone else. The main guy there was Raheem Mostert as well at the playoff game, almost having 200 rushing yards. But the Niners kind of trademarked the triple back system that Miami has now adapted under Mike McDaniel, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, as their new head coach. Holy Name has something similar to that. We have guys who can run the ball. Like Christian wasn't in for every snap. We were able to use Keyshawn Gardner, also Wondolowski. Looking at Elyria Catholic, Levi Elis did not run the ball every play. Their quarterback can run the ball just like Javon can. But also Tavian Thomas also ran the ball well and played really nicely. So a double and triple back system is starting to be more of a newer concept, I'll say.
Absolutely.
But yeah, similar to like how going for 4th down, like 4th and 3 and above, you're going for 4th down. But a couple of years ago, that's a punting situation, regardless of if you're at the 40-yard line or at the 15 of your own.
Yeah, I think times will always change. You can never predict the future. I mean, kids could get injured. They could, have to miss a game because of whatever various reasons. There's different things and different life moments that are going to affect players. And I think that as a coaching staff, when they come together and they make rosters, they take that into consideration of, all right, here's our best guy, but here's the guy that's right behind him. And you know what? We're going to work him just as hard as our best guy because they will focus and they will learn from that guy. And that's a crucial part of football, learning from, I don't want to say your superiors or your elders, but the upperclassmen of the field, the people that are starting, every game that we see.
And there's a reason why on the Holy Name roster, you can see you have freshmen and varsity. You can see how long the varsity roster is. There's many guys there. There's also another better angle of it. Just a bunch of guys on varsity. Everyone on that roster is there for a reason. They're ready to step and be that next man. They're ready. Not just because, that's where they have to be. No, they're ready to step up. All the players from number 1 to number 99 on the roster, everyone has to play a part, and everyone knows their part going into the first game of the season. You have 2 weeks of 2-a-days. You have that 1 week of practice leading up to the game. Everyone by that point knows their role in the team and plays it well.
Yeah, football practice in the summer is very rigorous. I mean, it was very tiring freshman year. We'd get out of school, 2:30, 3 o'clock, and by the time 4 o'clock hit, we're on the field until 7, 8 o'clock at night sometimes. And then you would lift. So it's very tiring on these students, athletes, but I think that it's always about being a better person. How can you step up and how can you improve your game? And I think that's what a lot of players focus on and need to focus on.
A lot of the grades are very important. Coach Eberhard preaches that a lot, with grade checks being implemented every week, making sure these guys are on top of their work. That way they can actually stay eligible and as well work. Because football, a lot of it's a mental game. That if you're not mentally smart in the game of football, it's not the easiest thing to do. Because you can have all the physical talent there is, but if you don't know your read, you don't know the playbook, it's all for nothing. A lot of guys have trouble memorizing playbooks. You'll see that in the NFL. Certain guys he was the first overall pick. Why did he struggle? Because he won't memorize the playbook. I think that's the issue with a guy like Ryan Leaf. He also had his own issues off the field, but he wouldn't memorize the playbooks. He didn't know what he was doing. The talent was clearly there. If you're drafted that high in the NFL draft, the talent is there. It's just the mental ability of them to memorize it. Football IQ is key. And guys like Andrew Cole, they stepped it up big time last year as well, making sure he's able to know where he needs to be at exact times and have separation on par with some of the fastest receivers in the game like Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, or Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to what you said just a minute ago, Coach Eberhard with the grade checks. I remember coming into freshman football and they told us that we have a little catchphrase. It was God, family, grades, and football. We hold academics and we hold, our family and God above all things. But we focus on that football game. But if we don't have those three things, I think that's something that's missing. That's hard for a lot of these guys, and whether it's they have a family issue, whether they're not doing so well in school. I think as a football program, not only are they playing football to better themselves, they're becoming better men. And I think that's what a lot of the coaches want to focus on too, so they can step up and they know how to mature and grow up, not only on the field, but in regular, everyday life.
Yeah, in football, it's an escape from reality. A lot of these guys, with the stresses of school and everything there is, this football field was 40 minutes if it's JV game, 48 if it's a varsity game, 60 in higher levels. For that time that you're on the field, you're focused on one thing and one thing only: football. Everything else you leave at the door. That's the beauty of the sport of football. As well, watching football for those couple hours, everything else is put aside, focusing on a game. It's peaceful. You're able to unwind and then get ready again. That's what football is for a lot of these guys. Everything's important, but especially in the mental aspect of it, with mental health becoming a bigger issue in the world, having to be able to escape football, this is a big deal for these guys, and it's a privilege to play football for Holy Name. It's a privilege being in the program. They preach that. They don't have to have you on the team. The privilege to play for it, and it's a lot of hard work and dedication, but it's worth it for games like this. Saturday morning games. Nothing like it.
Yeah, it's definitely you got to continue to work, and if you don't continue to work, then you don't succeed. It's just like school. You don't work, you don't turn in your work, you don't succeed. So I think a lot of our students, we focus on something Mr. P said: mind, body, and spirit. I think that those are three key and crucial parts to a Holy Name student and athlete's life. Keeping their mind rested and focused, talking about their problems. We have wonderful guidance counselors, one of who is a football coach. We have mind, body, so keeping our bodies replenished, well rested. I mean, these boys just had a game last night, and now they are, some of these guys just played last night, and now they're here again, so they had to get that rest. And then spirit, they got to continue with good spirits, be in good hopes. If they're not in good spirits right now, then it's going to look bad for them. And immersing yourself as a mind, body, and student person is a key, crucial factor that Holy Name not only pushes on their students but their athletes really hard. And it's the truth.
Yeah, definitely. The whole school is definitely behind the football team. You see it at the rallies, you see it at the games. The student section, there's always a lot of people there. You have a school behind these players, and behind the players are people. That simply breaks down to that. They're going through everything that everyone else goes through. It's simple as that. But for this time, they go out there, they do a job, they do it well, and they bring entertainment to the rest of the school. Because these guys, you hear the gym, especially during a rally, when the football team is there, when they come in, they're really loud. Oh, yeah. This school loves their football team, and you see it even for games like JV and freshmen. You'll still see students turn out. Pretty much every sporting event, you'll see a lot of students there in whatever student section there is.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just football. We have a whole bunch of other athletics. I know we just covered football, but there is a lot of different sports, and there's a lot of teams. And some of those students even play it double sports. Not just on the off season or whatever, just they play two sports at once. That can be really challenging on an athlete, but I think that the most important thing, as we've said several times this morning, stay focused, keep your mind and your body rested, and you'll do good things.
Yeah. And guys like Chase Josty and Kurt Robinson, those are those double at the same time athletes. Both are playing soccer, both have a game today against St. Vincent St. Mary, if I'm not mistaken. But there's stuff like that, the balance of it, there you go.
Yeah, can we just talk for a second for Chase? He came in last night, first varsity appearance, and he did a really good job. I just wanted to say that he did a really good job. And I think we were all impressed in the press box. Cameron Gaza was a little excited because that's one of his soccer boys, but, that was a really interesting and cool moment. He's a pretty good kid. He's very nice. I've seen him in school a couple times, but he's a very nice kid, and he's very easygoing. And I was very, very happy for him last night about his time.
Yeah, not just the extra point, but the tackle as well. That saved a touchdown. I mean, coming to a varsity game, I think that was his first kick, and then bam, he is. I gotta make a tackle.
He just went off, and I think we're definitely going to see a little bit more from him this season. Obviously, we have Curtis Robinson, but I think we're also going to see him getting some reps
Yeah.
this season, which will be a really good thing.
Yeah, and that Ryan Tanner kid who had the returns for EC, he's not a small kid. He has a big frame, a lot of muscle. Taking someone down something like that, well, from my own experience with football, when I was at my biggest size, it was still not easy to take down someone at a bigger size like that, a bigger, taller frame. So impressive for someone like Chase Jostity to be able to take him down.
Yeah, they have a lot of guys that do have a wider frame. I did notice that last night. I was checking max preps on some of the stats and stuff, and I noticed that a lot of their guys were really big. Levi Elis, I believe, was I don't know if it was either 190 or 225. So not calling, but 190 or 225. One player was 225 that I was looking at. One was 190, and one was Levi, but. That's pretty big. I mean,
that's the Connor Preisel build right there, and he's one heck of an athlete now, going D1 to Miami of Ohio. Like having athletes like that, like both teams have similar athletes like that. Like look at Andrew Cole on that one play. He broke 5-6 tackles to get like a 25-yard gain. Like stuff like that, the physicality that some of these guys have, and be able to take someone down like that with as much ease as Chase Jostity made it seem like it was very impressive.
Yeah, I think these guys really set the bar high, and the younger guys want to set it higher, and that's just what it is. Absolutely, no doubt in my mind.
Yep, and it looks like we're about ready to start here, hopefully, as the refs are talking to the coaches. Holy Name's starting to get some players ready to go. It appears that we'll be starting with the ball once we're ready to start the game. So with that, that'll end our impromptu pregame show. We'll be back with commentary in probably 1-2 minutes. Once we switch our camera back, I'll be ready for the call. All right. The coin toss or whatever they've been deciding who gets the ball first by coin toss or whatever has been decided. So now we await, I believe, Holy Name's. It's going to be Holy Name on offense. We can't tell. But once the team comes on the field, we'll be able to know who is on offense and who is on defense relatively quickly.
I think we will. I think there will be a QB out there.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
That's
looking at Holy Name's lining up, I believe that we'll be on defense to begin.
Yeah, usually a QB is a telltale sign. That's
Yeah. The big guys watch.
I think you're right though with the defense.
Yeah, Jeffrey Bird is still on the sideline. Holy Name's JV quarterback. Number 45, he's down there still.
Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be, and then I guess.
As well, we were told this was a 10 o'clock game, but obviously it's 10:32, so apparently it's at 10:30. Max Preps has 11 o'clock, so it seems like no one knows what time this game was supposed to start.
I don't think the officials knew. They just showed up like 5 minutes ago. I was like,
Yeah. Well, once this game starts, though, at least we'll have football. At least we'll know what's going on there. And we will not have a kickoff be a penalty, because there are no kickoffs in JV games.
thank God.
Yeah.
All right, so it's starting to look like we're about to line up here.
All right, ready to go. 33 minutes late, but
That's
better
all
late
right.
than never. Elyria Catholic's receivers appear ready, but the rest of the offense does not.
We got 3 guys here on the left side, and Holy Names, I would assume by now their defense is pretty well set. I mean, they just got to get down in their poses and stances, and here comes the rest of EC right now.
And it appears that he played a little bit last night's game, but he will be the quarterback for today. Hector Garcia, I believe the edge transfer, will be the starting quarterback here for Elyria Catholic's JV team. And Garcia, he was in for one play yesterday, almost picked off by Rayshawn Ederson. And the week before, maybe he did have a pick. So it'll be interesting to see what the transfer can do in today's game.
Yeah, it'll be absolutely interesting. I mean, football is always interesting. Football is always changing, so you never know what could happen. This first snap could be an interception. Who knows? It could be a fumble. It could be, who knows?
Coming from a winning culture, it's definitely good. Like, I'm sure he was there to see those state championship games there and able to learn from the Ed's coaches. And they're some of the best in the state, obviously, as they've won many state championships, as they've dominated the 21st century of Ohio football.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to think about it. You know, Hector was, at St. Ed's, a great football program. So he's coming in with this great mentality, and he's going to another good football program. I mean, obviously it was enough for them to come up with the win last night. I don't know if they're going to come with the win this morning, but he came from a great football program. He's still in a great football program. So let's see how he does this season.
Yeah, I mean, some of these guys have come to the GLC from other places. Like, I know for baseball, Austin Kazmierczak came from Ignatius after his sophomore year, had 2 amazing seasons at Holy Name for junior and senior year during baseball, and now playing Tri-C baseball. So, I mean, it's not uncommon for a guy to come from a bigger school into the GLC, as it's happened in many sports many different times. And see that we're already going backwards here, as EC is lining up again to go for another huddle. Eventually this morning we will have a football game. I promise you that. Just a matter of when.
Huddle 1, huddle 2.
Kind of like the pitch count, and like a play clock. Kind of need a huddle clock now. That's the next addition to high school football.
Okay, here we go. It seems like, okay,
We're so close, but yet so far.
Right. Elyria's turned around and then turned back right around to their coach, so. We're waiting on another ref. It appears that a 4th ref is now coming to the field. Maybe that's what the delay to the start was.
As there goes Holy Name back onto the field. And speaking of transfers, number 78 in Holy Name's defensive line, Trenton Stiegelmeyer. He came in this year as transfer. Really tall kid, as you can see on your screen. He's a really tall kid. He's going to be the left end over there. And he's starting the game up. First down and 10 here, ball to 35 for Elyria Catholic. And the refs do not call, well, Elyria Catholic wanted to be an encroachment penalty. Man in motion to the backfield is DeMartinez. Moves to the left side of Garcia. Cortez takes a snap, hands the ball off to DeMartinez. DeMartinez is still up and will finally be wrestled down at around the 39-yard line. Gain of 4 on that play. I mean, DeMartinez did a good job to break a couple tackles there. Holy Name was trying to drag him down. We were finally able to, with a couple other guys, to drag him to the ground.
Yeah, sometimes there's big guys that take a while for to get taken down. But either they're going to stack up on them as a Holy Name defense, or someone's going to get them.
2nd down and 6. Garcia rolling out to his right, looking to throw. Pass is caught by DeMartinez. There's a flag on the play. The ball will be spotted at the 47-yard line pending the flag. Hopefully we don't see the yellow marker too many times in this game like we did last night.
Yeah, we did see that a lot. There were quite a lot of penalties. We talked about that in the pregame show. I think We got to focus on limiting those penalties. That's another key to success this morning as well.
Yes. And I assume the call will be holding or illegal man downfield. We really can't hear the official call. Either way, Elyria Catholic will be backed up. Ball will be spotted.
I believe the 25.
They're going to call it the 25.
Yeah, we're going to call that 25. Looks like 25.
All right, this should be 2nd and 20. Ball to the 25-yard line. Trips left formation here. Once again, Holy Name's defensive line almost jumped offside. Garcia takes a snap, dropping back, looking to throw. Launches downfield, passes caught there.
By number 19, Yadier Perez. Sorry for the pronunciation. Was I correct on that?
Yeah, but it's a nice play. As you can see here, just does enough separation, gets to the ball, and it's finally taken down for a big gain, enough to move the chains after a gain of 30 on that nice play there from Hector Garcia.
Yeah.
First down 10, ball at the 35-yard line. Garcia hands the ball to D. Martinez.
And he goes right up the middle, and he's taken
And
down.
correction, Malachi Johnson is now the running back, and he is taken down at the 27-yard line. It appears Elyria Catholic will be running a 2 running back system for today's game. Once again to Johnson. Johnson will be wrestled down at the 27-yard line, right around the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle there on the play by Alex Bowden. Like we said, following his brother's footsteps, as he is now playing college ball, as Bowden is definitely playing similar positions to what Chris did for Holy Name, wide receiver and linebacker. So definitely good to see him making some nice plays out here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he takes the eyes and looks up to his brother. His brother was a really good kid to look up to. Really great football star, and I hope he's doing well in college.
Yes. 3rd down and a few here. Johnson motions out to the backfield, looking for a screen. Garcia will take it himself. He gets enough for the first time, running the outside edge, and he is
In for an Elyria Catholic touchdown.
a touchdown run there. We'll go for around 27 yards. As you can see, play kind of breaks down. He's able to run to the outside edge, and he'll just to get up to the sideline and toe tap his way into the end zone. I mean, that was kind of similar to what like Javon Williams was doing yesterday, getting that outside edge, the play breaking down, because it looked like the original play call was going to be something similar, like a halfback screen, as you saw Malachi Johnson motioning out to the right side.
Yeah, absolutely. We've already seen, this is just the first drive downfield, and we've already seen Elyria Catholic has came out with a couple different things. So
And the snap's a little high, the kick is off, and it is blocked. Nice block there by the Holy Name defense to keep the score 6-0. I mean, first drive penalty, but a nice throw downfield to Yadier Perez set him up pretty nicely, and it was capped off by a 27-yard rushing touchdown there by the edge transfer Hector Garcia. All right, here comes the Holy Name offense, led by quarterback Diego Nuni. Trips formation here. First down and 10, ball at the 35-yard line. To the left side of Nuni is Vince Costanzo. First down and 10. Nuni hands the ball to Costanzo. Costanzo will be taken down.
at the roughly about the 32-yard line.
Loss of around 3 on the play, which bring up 2nd down and 13. And 13. Now we have a few in the backfield here. Costanzo fake handoff to him. Nooney throws. Pass is caught there by Straczynski. He's able to keep his feet in bounds. Get around a gain of 12 on the play to bring up 3rd down and 1. Like we said in the pregame, definitely someone to watch out for.
Yeah, that was somebody I didn't even think to mention, but obviously it's already showing early on in this game that he's someone we're going to have to look out for.
3rd down and 1 here. Costanzo takes the handoff. He's able to fight close to the line. Just depends on the spot if they're going to move the chains or not.
I think it's pretty close. I think he might.
It's a gain of
have
1
gotten
on the
over.
play. It just depends where the refs decide to spot it. Putting it, and they're motioning to move the chains. As you hear the ref yelling, it is a 1st down. Nice job there by Costanzo to push forward for a couple extra yards. 1st down 10, ball now at the 45-yard line. First formation here. Nooney hands the ball off to Costanzo. And Vince Costanzo will be taken down at the 47-yard line. Gated 2 on the play.
I just want to say I've already seen this. Vince Costanzo is running through pretty smartly, and he's seeing those gaps, and he's running. Elyria's catching on to where he's running, but he's still getting those yards, and that's going to be a crucial part of this morning's game.
Yes. Bring up 2nd down and 8 here. Nooney takes a snap, rolling out to his left, can run it himself. And he'll be taken down at around the 45-yard line. Loss of 2 on the play on the QB stretch, which will bring up 3rd down and around 9. As they're going to give him an extra yard back, only a loss of 1, that'd be 3rd and 9.
I think we're going to see a lot of flexibility this morning. We've already seen it already. We've always talked about how Holy Name is a very flexible program, and I think that they're going to be able to capitalize on that, and they will make good plays.
All right, 3rd down here. Nooney looking to throw. Has a little bit of pressure, running out to the left side, and he'll be taken down for another loss of the play to bring up 4th down. The Elyria Catholic's defense did a nice job in both those plays to stop the quarterback run and force a punt.
Yep. I do have to say both teams do look sharp this morning. Some of these guys did play last night, so maybe they're not as rested as they would like to be, but they do still look sharp, and this is going to be a good football game, I can already tell.
The man D for Elyria Catholic standing at his own 25. Lower snap. The punt from towards Edlow is away. Ball's going to roll back a little bit, and Elyria Catholic's just going to let it roll into the end zone. First down 10 here coming up for Elyria Catholic. And after that first drive, I would expect to see some of the same. I mean, running the ball, obviously. But it seems like they're going to be pass first in today's game. I mean, yes, they've used both their running backs of DeMartinez and Johnson. But Hector Garcia, for that, once again, that touchdown, that was a designed pass, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So, wouldn't be surprised to see more of those. QB runs, handoffs, or even screens. They might try to do the screen game, which has worked well for both sides in last night's game, especially.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of these guys were, paying attention last night, and they're going to take what they learned or what mistakes they think that maybe their team made and try to fix them tonight. Well, this morning.
First down 10, ball at the 20-yard line. Doubles formation to the left. Handoff to number 22, Ramos. And Ramos is taken down at the 20-yard line, getting back to the line of scrimmage. So that's now the 3rd running back Elyria Catholic is using today's game.
Got to get those reps in.
Doubles left formation here. 2nd down and 10. Man in motion. And there's a flag. There's the first encroachment penalty of the game. That will be on number 54, Brock Boomsma. Elyria Catholic's done a lot of those hard counts in today's game. Getting the almost jump a couple times. That is the first one that will be actually jump there. The 5-yard penalty will bring up 2nd down and 5. Garcia hands the ball off. And Ramos will be taken down at the 29-yard line. We bring up 3rd down and short. 3rd down and 1. Trips left here is the formation of choice. 3rd down and 1. It's probably expecting a run here from either the quarterback Garcia or the running back. Oh, they're just going to pass it. All right. Garcia looking to throw, launches it downfield, passes incomplete. Intended for number 18, Nepshield. Which will bring up 4th down and 1. Nice coverage there from number 9, Hunter Kenshin, on that to make sure that Nepshield could not get the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a pretty close one. I wasn't sure if he had it. My window's a little fogged up right here, but that was really good coverage right there. He stayed with him. He didn't give up on it.
Elyria Catholic will remain on the field. And it's going to work again. I was figuring they were not going to snap the ball, but once again, Brock Boones will go offside, and they'll bring a new set of downs. As you can see on your screen, Jeffrey Bird, who we thought would be starting quarterback today, but will be being the backup role, is coming in on the defensive line to play defensive tackle and replacing Boozma. First down and 10. Garcia, the screen pass is caught. A little bit of a back step there, and a good job by Holy Name to take down the ball carrier.
That is something I'm seeing this morning. Is a lot of those guys they're seeing that target, and even when the ball is passed and/or ran, Holy Name is identifying that quickly and swiftly and getting right on top of it.
We're going to have 2nd down and 9 at the gain of 1. Man in motion is Yadier Perez. Hard count, not getting Holy Name the bite this time. That's something Elyria Catholic definitely ran yesterday, and Holy Name even ran too and got Elyria Catholic to jump a few times.
Yeah, I see. That's just the game. Sometimes you're going to jump, sometimes you're going to think.
Garcia, rolling out to his right, has some pressure. Able to outrun Bowden. Breaks the tackle and is finally taken down by Tyler Henry at the Holy Name 46-yard line. And great job there by Hector Garcia to just break a couple tackles. He had an arm on him once, able to break that off, and finally was taken down by the defensive back Henry.
Yeah, he was almost got right here about the 41-yard line, but he picked his pace up a little bit and escaped not one but 2 players, and then Tyler Henry finished it up with the tackle.
Another running back, Campbell, now in the backfield, takes the screen pass from Garcia. Running out to the right side of the field. And will be forced out of bounds at around the 36-yard line. Gain there on the play is enough for an Elyria Catholic first down. Once again, there's one of those screen passes. That was probably what we were designed to see on the touchdown run from Garcia. That was probably what we were designed to see, as the running back started on the one side, went behind the quarterback, and went out to the right side. So
yeah.
that was the execution they were looking for. That play just broke down before, and that one was able to give them a first down.
First down, ball on the 36-yard line, 44 and counting.
Screen pass once again is caught. Nepshield, the ball carrier on the reception.
Taken down by number 9.
Hunter Kenshin.
Hunter Kenshin.
It's enough to move the chains for another Elyria Catholic first down. .24 seconds and counting left to go in the first quarter. Garcia fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Launches it downfield. Pass is caught for another Elyria Catholic touchdown. Reception there by the running back, DeMartinez, and that makes it a 12-0 ball game. And as you can see on the replay, fake handoff downfield. Martinez has enough separation, goes up to get the jump ball, and he'll come down with it and get 6 points for Elyria Catholic.
$14 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Going for 2 here. Handoff to Ramos. And he'll be tackled short. And that'll remain a 12-0 ball game. Good job there by the Holy Name defensive line to come up with a goal line stand there to avoid another 2 points being put on the score.
Yeah, absolutely. That's twice in a row. Although they have scored twice, they haven't let that extra point happen. So that's a really good step up by the defense, especially on those situations.
Yeah. If we can limit our penalties, then we should be in good shape. I mean, that's what killed Elyria Catholic in the first half of last game. Some of those penalties just gave Holy Name more and more life. That's like another big one. I don't know if that drive amounted to a touchdown, but Javon Williams drew that roughing the passer call, but he getting the ball out just in time. And stuff like that, penalties will kill you in games like this, especially close games. Still 12-0 ball game, anyone's game. But if Holy Name can capitalize, hopefully in the next 14 seconds potentially, but if not, pretty quickly into the second quarter, they hopefully can then get a stop, get the ball back, and hopefully lead into halftime, as momentum is everything, especially at this level. First down 10, trips formation here. Costanzo moves to the right side of Nuni. Nuni takes a snap, hands the ball to Costanzo. And Costanzo will be forced back to the 35-yard line. Saying he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that should end the first quarter. And indeed it does. End of the first quarter, Elyria Catholic 12, Holy Name nothing.
What a great first quarter. I just want to say great drives by both teams. Holy Name hasn't been able to score, but I think we're going to see that fresh out the second quarter.
And so you'll see a lot of those guys who've been in rotation, like Brock Boone's, like you've heard his name a couple times. He's been been in and out of the game. Richard Ham's been in and out of the game. And Rashad Hardnett was taken out in the last defensive series. And we'll see if he comes back into the game, as he did play a decent amount yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about, who's most energized right now and who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And Hardnett injured for most of last year except for one rehab game. Good to see him come back out there after the long rehab after the knee injury. He's looking like a good player.
What a great season for him to come back to. We've had some pretty tough games so far this season, I would say. So Rashad's really stepped up on that.
Yeah, especially in that first game against Padua, getting that fumble recovery. In the limited time that he was in that game, he was able to make a big impact.
Absolutely.
That fumble recovery kind of did set the tone for the rest of that game and helped Holy Name get that 21-16 victory over our rival Padua Bruins.
Yeah. I think it was a big key movement in the game, and I think that's really one of the plays that really made the game with the outcome that it came out.
Two backs there. Nuni looking to throw. And he's going to get out of a sack. He's going to run it himself.
He's taken down by a couple of Elyria Catholic Panthers.
Loss of 4 on the play, which will bring up 3rd down and 14. All right, 3rd down and 14 after the loss of 4. Appears to be some confusion on what down it is. It should be 3rd down. 3rd down and 14. Costanzo to the right of Nuni. Nuni dropping back, looking to throw, rolling out to his left. And he patches the line of scrimmage, can't do anything, and gets maybe a gain of 1, 4th down and 13. Just seemed like Nuni lost track of where the line of scrimmage was and just went over, and unfortunately couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, he was definitely trying to go here to the left, and pressure got him right here, and the ball is on the 31-yard line.
And once again, another great defensive stop there by the Elyria Catholic Panthers. Low snap, but handled by Torzedlo, who boots the ball away. Take a bounce. It can be fielded by Ramos, who will be taken down at the Elyria Catholic 42-yard line.
This will now be Illyria's third
Possession.
third possession of the game, and we're going to see what they can do. They've scored in the last 2 possessions. Hopefully the Holy Name defense can stop them from a third.
Yeah, they've been able to score with the run with that 27-yard rushing touchdown. Also been able to score on the pass to D. Martinez. Didn't know why the name of the Titans' third-string running back just came into my head, but I do apologize for that. First down and 10. Handoff to D. Martinez, and he'll be forced out of bounds into Holy Name territory at the 47-yard line. First down and 10 here for Elyria Catholic. Garcia looking to throw. Has some pressure. The screen is caught by Petrus. And he'll be taken down at the 42-yard line. On the pressure for that play was Alexander Voltaire. And he did a very good job of making Garcia have to force the ball out. But a very good job there by Petrus to get something out of that play.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about containing the run, and Alex did a great job at that.
Man in motion is Perez. Took it down. And once again, Holy Name will get charged with another encroachment penalty, this time on the transfer, Stegelmeyer. We're going to have 2nd down and 1 after the encroachment penalty.
I definitely think we're going to see a run here. I don't think there's going to be a pass. Most likely a run.
Garcia hands the ball off.
I believe it's D. Martinez.
D. Martinez will be taken down. Appears for a loss of 1 on the play, depending on where they spot it.
3rd down and 1 to go.
Yep, they're actually going to move back. They keep it right around the spot. 3rd down and 1. They're a little bit more than a yard. Trips left formation here, 3rd down. Fake handoff. Garcia's going to keep it himself. It's enough for the 1st down. And he'll force his way forward to around the Holy Name 30-yard line. First down after that nice run there to the left side by Hector Garcia. She takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Launches it downfield, passes incomplete. Intended for number 18, Nepshield, as he's been one of Garcia's favorite targets. And number 18 for Holy Name, Michael Torzedlo, on the nice coverage there to make sure that Nepshield couldn't get another touchdown.
18 stops 18. Great things.
Yeah, Michael Torzedlo, he's played well in today's game already, having a couple good defensive stops and as well punting the ball.
I'm not too good at math, but I do know that 18 just stopped 18, which made it 0.
Your math teachers will be proud of you.
Shout out to freshman teacher who is now retired, Miss Medrick, and teacher last year, Mr. Lanza, and now my geometry teacher, Miss Reedy.
As we do shout-outs, running the outside is number 21, Malachi Johnson. He'll be taken down at around the 12-yard line, which is enough to move the chains for an Elyria Catholic first down. Mr. Stanton not come in, as it appears that Tyler Henry's been shaken up on the play, as he is holding his right wrist.
Our ball is on the, I believe, the 12-yard line. We have 5:50 to go. First down, 10 to go.
Garcia takes a snap, hands the ball off to Johnson, and he is in for another Elyria Catholic touchdown. Malachi Johnson on the carry that time. As you can just see here on the replay, snaps good, hands the ball off, he runs out to that outside, gets around a defender trying to tackle him, just runs up the field for a foot race, splits a couple defenders, and is able to get in the end zone, punching in for another 6.
Now the question is, will this be a good extra point? Last two have not been good, so let's see about this one. I believe number 83 is the kicker. Andrew
Kruppa kicks up and good. Makes it a 19-0 ball game in favor of the Elyria Catholic Panthers.
After 3 possessions, Elyria Catholic has scored on all 3 of those, I believe, and that I'm right on that. And it really makes you wonder what Holy Name's going to do now. Will Holy Name pull some new tricks out the bag, or will they continue to do what they do? We'll see as the game continues on. 5:39 left in the second quarter.
Just keep in mind, Holy Name will get the ball at the beginning of the second half. So realistically, they can score here and run down a decent amount of the clock. That might be the ideal situation here for Holy Name. Now, obviously, they do want to score, but Elyria Catholic's offense has been really good this game. You don't want to give them too much time on the clock, similar like how in the NFL, you don't want to give Tom Brady more than like a minute. Heck, you don't want to give him more than 10 seconds or 1 second to do anything. So something similar to that. As Costanzo takes the handoff, finds a little bit of a gap, and he'll be able to get a 4-yard, 5-yard gain depending where they spot the ball. They're going to give him the extra yard, 5-yard gain, bring up second down and 5 here for Holy Name.
Ball is going to be on the 40-yard line.
Bowden and Costanzo in the backfield with Nooney. Second down and 5. Nooney hands the ball off to Costanzo, running to the outside a little bit. And will fall forward to around the 44-yard line. Gain of 4, bringing up third down short here.
I think if Holy Name really wants the opportunity to score on this, they're going to have to run the ball, run down that clock, and that would give them the time after the second half to get the ball back and score again.
And I would assume even if Holy Name does not get this here, if it's still 4th down and 1, I believe they should and will go for it. Nooney hands the ball to Costanzo, and we'll never know the answer to that question as Costanzo is able to fall forward for a gain of 3 on the play, which is enough to move the ball to 47 and a Holy Name first down.
Vince Costanzo has really stood out in this game, I would just like to say. And I think we're going to continue to see that in the game and possibly more games in the future. He's getting a lot of reps today, so maybe we'll see him getting some varsity reps.
As he gets another handoff here. And depending where far progress will spot him, they'll spot him at midfield. Nice job there to get a couple of yards on that play. Bring up second down and 7. Second down and 7. Ball at midfield. Man in motion is Trzynski. Now it's trips. Nuni rolling out to his right, looking to throw. Finds Trzynski and is incomplete. Had the ball and just got hit right as he was attempting to catch it. So good defense there by Elyria Catholic prevents the completion. And I don't think it picked it up, but you can hear the Elyria Catholic coaches yelling at their players to try to get to the other side as Trzynski in motion. The player did not follow, as it almost was a nice play there for Holy Name, taking advantage of the mismatch.
Yeah, it is most definitely a very good Elyria Catholic defense, just like their varsity team. So I really got to say that they most definitely focus on their varsity program as well as their JV program equally.
Yeah, that was a very nice read, though, there by Nuni, finding the open receiver, just unfortunately just unable to complete it as he's looking to throw again.
Down.
This time it is caught by Bowden.
And he's going to be taken down around the 45-yard line.
They'll bring up 4th down. Now let's see what Holy Name does on 4th down and 2. Wouldn't be surprised if we keep the offense out, as that's what it appears we're going to be doing. Like we mentioned earlier in the pregame show, if this was a couple years ago, this would probably be a punting situation because it's only been within the last 5-10 years, I would say. Like, since I started watching football around 2011, 2012, from what I remember. I mean, the Browns, we know 4th down pretty well, but 4th down, I feel like that's now a situation where you now go for it, opposed to in the old, not so modern NFL, but more recent modern NFL, like 2000s, you would not go for it, but now you would.
All right, 4th and 7 here.
And Casanto's taken down for a loss. That'll be a turnover on downs, which will bring Elyria Catholic's offense back on the field with 2 minutes and 21 seconds left to do something. Once again, the Elyria Catholic defense did a great job of breaking down the line of scrimmage and getting into the backfield and taking down Costanzo for a loss.
Looking down in front of me, I can see that it's tough on some of these players. I think that's key to what happened last night. They wanted a win this morning. We're still pretty early on the ballgame. We still have another half. So maybe the JV team could come out with a win.
1st down and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. Shifts formation here. Garcia takes a snap, dropping back, looking to throw. Has some time, launches downfield. Pass is caught there by number 19, Yadier Perez. Nice throw there, gain of 15 or so, which is enough to move the chains for an Elyria Catholic 1st down. First down 10. Garcia takes it. Hands the ball off
To number 22.
Ramos, who will take the ball to around the 37-yard line. 1:45 left to go in this first half. Second down after the game, a few on that play. Garcia dropping back, looking to throw. Getting some pressure, launches it downfield. It is picked off.
Number 18.
Michael towards Zedlow on the interception. Nice job there. Ball got tipped, and he's able to come down with it. As you can see on the replay, Garcia had his man downfield one-on-one. Was able to break it up, and just as the ball was going to the ground, able to corral it and get the pick.
Great job by Mikey. What a great kid. Understood that. He read it well, and he did not give up.
And knowing from baseball, like the kid knows how to play sports really well. Baseball played a plethora of positions, and in football knows exactly what he's doing. Been putting in work in the weight room and on the field, and it paid off there in a big way for Hector Garcia's first interception of that first half.
From up here, we weren't even too sure what was going to happen there, but last minute he reached up and grabbed that ball, and he took it with him. So
Excellent
play.
Excellent concentration to stay with the ball and not let it drop to the ground. Now gives Holy Name deep field position. Still back, have to go about 90 yards about for a touchdown, but still doable with a $1:17 left to go. And if Nooney's throwing the ball as well as he has so far, I can see that. Nooney and Costanzo are in the backfield. First down and 10. Nooney hands the ball to Costanzo, and he'll be taken down in the end zone. But forward progress will say he's on the half-yard line. And Elyria Catholic has now called a timeout. I believe that would be their second at the half.
Something like that.
Yeah, forward progress saved Holy Name there, as it looked like he was taken out in the end zone, but he was able to just get out of it.
This ball's going to be on the 1 yard line. Not even. Well, some inches, but you know. We'll call it the 1 yard line.
Yes. I mean, now it'll be interesting what Holy Name does. You can run the ball here, but your Catholic defensive lineman able to penetrate through easily. Now the question is, do you do something like the NFL teams, bring in one of your bigger linemen, run the ball a couple yards? I mean, I know freshman year practice, we needed someone to go be a mock running back for some offensive plays. Rashad Hardneck did that job. No one could bring him down. Bring in fullback Rashad.
Good.
I would love to see that. As a former lineman myself, I think we love it anytime the lineman gets the ball. Remember that one Thursday night game, Dolphins, Ravens, Robert Hunt, it didn't count but had that touchdown play.
I would love to see like Rashad be like Christian Sanchez, like, running every play, but you know, Rashad does really well.
And they're going to QB sneak it. Newby's able to fall forward for a gain of 1, and Elyria Catholic will take another timeout.
Big stack right there. 1 minute and 1 second remaining.
Another Holy Name Sports. The girls soccer team is currently taking on. Let's see who they're taking on currently. They are taking on Perry High School. That game is also live on YouTube, so you can watch that during the halftime break. Then boys soccer featuring Cam Ragazzo, Curtis Robinson, Chase Jossie, some of the guys from football. They'll be taking on St. Mary at 1 o'clock today. The big third down here for Holy Name. Because if they do not convert on this, Elyria Catholic will most likely call another timeout. If they have it, I don't know if they have another one offhand. They might have used it earlier in the game. They'll try to get the ball back and put out some more points on the board.
Yeah, we know they've at least used 2. I'm not 100% sure if they used a third, but
Wouldn't be surprised if they send the house here, but it will most likely be a passing play as they need chunk yardage here. Third down. And the snap is fumbled in the end zone. Nooney's able to keep it, and he'll be wrestled down the end zone for a safety. And you can see just a little bit of a high snap, can't get it. He did his best to get out of the end zone running. He got close, but unfortunately just taken down by a pack of Panthers. That'll make the score 21-0 in favor of the Elyria Catholic.
while we're on our timeout, let's just talk about that band show last night that Smee did not stop mentioning for the whole entire first half. What a great band show. Mr. Literal did a really great job picking songs, and I know sometime later on in the season, I believe they'll be switching to a second set of songs. So I wonder what that'll be. I think I know, but I can't say right now. So
I have no clue.
I've heard
I just announce when y'all go neighbors at the top of my lungs. That's my job.
I've heard some songs, but I won't spoil them right now.
The one we might hear next week, depending how we can get the audio from the band playing it, the NFL on Fox theme, we might be using that next week from the band, which would be very nice to have. As Hector Garcia driving back, Trzynski with some pressure there. And Garcia is able to get out to the outside, launches downfield. It is caught there by Connor Petrus. With a couple guys in his face, Garcia was able to launch the ball downfield and get up a big chunk yard play.
We've seen a lot of guys on the Elyria side making plays. That's something that I've noticed a different variety, and they brought in a number of players.
Yep, as Garcia launches downfield, once again to Petrus, it's caught, and he'll be wrestled down around the 4-yard line. Elyria Catholic's now in the hurry-up offense as the clock is still running. 36 seconds and counting left to go in the first half. Trips formation to the left, first down and goal. Garcia's going to keep himself running out to the left side of the field. Able to get to the outside edge, and he is in for the Elyria Catholic touchdown. Another second rushing touchdown of the game as he uses the left outside edge. A little bit of a foot race there, and just able to get inside the pylon, the left pylon, and punch it in for 6 once again for Elyria Catholic.
25 seconds remaining. EC up 27. Holy Name 0.
Different kicker this time here. Sean O'Donnell will now be on to attempt the extra point.
They made the last one. They missed the first 2. Let's see this one.
Snaps good, holds good, kick is up, and good. 28-0 ball game in favor of Elyria Catholic.
It has been a rough first half, maybe for the Holy Name defense and offense, I would say. Defensively, it's been hard for these guys to stop Elyria Catholic, and offensively, it's been hard for them to get any progress in the field.
Yeah, 25 seconds left to go in this first half. I expect some passes, or they're going to try to run out the clock and go to halftime and regroup. Either way, Holy Name, halftime is obviously a very crucial thing, get the team back on track. But hopefully they can punch in for some points now. I mean, 25 seconds is still a lot of time. They can use the boundaries and the timeouts effectively. I don't see why they can't get into a good range and potentially score a touchdown.
Absolutely.
But this first play will be a big telltale sign to see what they're intending to do on this drive. Nuni knees it down. And that should end the first half. Your score going into the halftime, 28 points for Elyria Catholic, Holy Name at 0. We'll be back in around 10-15 minutes, depending how long halftime is, and we'll bring you the second half. All right, welcome back to the second half coverage of the Elyria Catholic Holy Name JV game. Once again, I am your host and Holy Name Student Director of Broadcasting, Nathan Smee, and alongside me is Damian Webb. Damian, first half, 28-0 game. What does Holy Name need to do on this offensive possession to get back in the game?
Holy Name needs to focus on reading the gaps, and they need to focus on closing those gaps. I think there was a lot of gaps and a lot of misplacement of players, so I think that we need to focus on a few things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Another thing I would say for sure is limit penalties. We've seen Brock had 2 penalties, and I believe there was 2 other people that had penalties, or one?
Yeah, I believe so.
There was a couple penalties, though, I think about 4 in this first half. So if we can limit those penalties and not lose those yards, that would be good. And that's another thing. We can't lose yards like we were in the first half. We were losing yards a lot on a lot of those drives that were not going anywhere.
And just to bring it to your attention, it appears that we've had a quarterbacking change. If I'm not mistaken, Jeffrey Bird is now in the game, number 45. And to the left side of him is sophomore running back Casey Estep, if I'm not mistaken.
So now we're seeing a change in direction. This was definitely like a coaching decision. I was down there during halftime, and the coaches were talking to all the players and letting them know what the game plan was.
So we saw Jeffrey warming up before the game. He looked pretty solid on most of his throws. They looked really good. So it'll be interesting to see what we can do here. And mostly will probably be more passing situations if we want to get back in this game and quickly.
Yeah, we absolutely seen him playing a lot. We actually were thinking that maybe he was going to start, but he didn't start. But I think he's going to start the second half strong.
Yeah, but Noonan got the nod and played pretty well. So let's see what Jeffrey Bird here can do on first down from the Holy Name 35. Hands the ball to Estep. Casey Estep will get to around the 36-yard line, gain of 1 on the rush. Now it'll be interesting to see what other players we can see in the game. Mikey Torzello is still in the game. But receiver I don't think we've mentioned yet or seen. Luke Klingerman has now entered the game on the bottom of your screen, number 13. Second down and 9. High snap. Bird launches downfield. It is caught by Mikey Torzello. And he'll be taken down around the... Let's say the 33-yard line. What a nice play there by Jeffrey Bird finding his receiver downfield and Michael Torzello. Nice catch there on Mikey, and nice job to run it for a couple extra yards to get Holy Name in a nice spot to make a play here.
Ball's going to be on the 33-yard line. Great play by Mikey. We just seen Jeffrey come out with a great throw, and I think that's going to be a crucial part in maybe turning over this game.
It's first down 10. Bird hands the ball to Estep. Estep will be taken down near the line of scrimmage at around the 33-yard line. They got back to the line, which will bring up second down and 10. Going back to that pass, that was just a nice, beautiful thing, using the middle of the field right there. Nice route there by towards that other cut inside. More of an inside post.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to do some scores from yesterday's games.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about a little bit of the ups and downs that we had in our predictions last night. First game I'm going to talk about right now is Rocky River versus Lakewood. I was confident Lakewood was going to win this one. Mr. P actually had predicted that the Pirates would come out with this one, and they did last night. 38-6 was the final score of that game. I don't know who you had.
I had Lakewood winning.
Yeah, so that's both a loss for both of us.
I'm still ahead by 1.
But he's still ahead by 1. He hopes.
Yeah. After that incompletion, that'll bring up third down and 10. Do not have a number 30 on the roster, but that's who the intended receiver was. Third down and 10, ball at the 33-yard line. Bird looking to throw, launches it downfield. It is incomplete. Almost picked off there by Malachi Johnson, intended for Michael Torzello, and they'll bring up fourth down and 10. The offense will stay on the field for this one. All right, the second game. Hey, we got one right. Brunswick beat Waite 42-23.
And that would boost Brunswick 1-3 this year, so that would be their first win of the season. They were 0-3 going in this game, and so was Waite. And Brunswick ultimately came out with the win, 42-23. Can't tell you the scores between the quarters, but it must have been pretty back and forth, it seemed like. And now Waite is 0-4 and Brunswick is 1-3.
All right, fourth down and 10 here. Bird looking to throw, launches it downfield, passes incomplete, in and out of the hands of number 30 once again. That'll bring up turnover on downs. I'll bring out Elyria Catholic for the first time in this half. Okay, the prediction's a very competitive aspect of our live streams. Mr. P is 2-0.
I can't believe it.
If he goes 12-0, then I think he just needs to stay on.
Yeah, I think we might just have to look into hiring him, you know?
And next week we're going to have Mr. Ronco on the show. Definitely great to have him back. He was on for, I believe, the North Olmsted game, if I'm not mistaken, last year. Yeah, I'll definitely be glad to have him back on the show for the pregame show next Friday. First down 10 here for Elyria Catholic. Garcia looking to throw. Has some pressure, launches it downfield. It is incomplete. Intended receiver was
Number
18. Nepshield. And the coverage on the play there by Cameron Mullins.
As we await the next snap, I would like to bring you another thing. We predicted, I believe I predicted, I don't know which you predicted. I predicted Bay would win last night against Valley Forge, and unfortunately Bay came up short, making their record 2-2, and Valley Forge 3-1. Valley Forge came up with the victory, going 42-14.
Yep. And the man in motion there is Petrus. Second down and 10. Garcia dropping back, looking to throw. Some pressure off the edge. Launches downfield. It is incomplete. Tipped off the hands of Alex Volfair. And yeah, I did have Valley Forge winning that game. Cameron and I both had him winning that game. So definitely good to see that we were right.
Good to see a loss for me, right? That's what you hope for.
Come on, a little friendly competition. Never hurt anyone.
Absolutely.
Another one of the games, Parma versus Westlake. That game will be happening later on today. Third down and 10 after the 2 incompletions. Garcia dropping back, going out to the right now, going to take it on a QB run. He'll be forced out of bounds at around the 33-yard line, which will be a fourth down and most likely the punting unit.
Another upset, I think, for me was the North Olmsted Buckeye game. North Olmsted came out 40-28 in that game, making North Olmsted 2-2 and Buckeye 3-1. That was their first loss of the season. I was really thinking the Bucks were going to win that one.
Yeah,
but
that
they
Buckeye
came up
team,
short.
we saw them last year. They're a very good team. We'll see them later on at North Royalton. So, interesting game to see once we play them.
You had the Bucks for that one as well, right?
Yeah, I had 3 long last week. Now I already have 2. Man,
It's crazy.
not the week for predictions, was it?
Not the week for predictions.
I would have had, Normandy versus Fairview, right? I would predict Normandy to win that game,
Yeah, I
but
did too.
I didn't realize it was a Thursday night game.
It happens to the best of us.
Yes, sadly.
Even you.
What do you mean by that?
Because you're great.
You know what else is great? Fourth down and 10, Holy Name should be getting back the ball, hopefully, if we can get a stop, as usually Elyria Catholic will be going for it, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's Elyria Catholic going to go for it. I'm going to assume this is going to be a pass. We've seen this a lot on fourth down. Would you say it would be a pass as well?
I would assume it'd be a pass here. Fourth down.
QB
Garcia
takes the
dropping back,
snap.
looking to throw, as he predicted. Tony Romo. Launches downfield. It is caught there by Petrus, and he's off to the races. The 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown, Elyria Catholic. So the gamble to go for it there on fourth down pays off for Elyria Catholic, and they have gotten their 5th touchdown of the game. So a nice launch downfield to the edge, foot race, able to beat the closest defender by a good 5 to 10 yards.
If you're the Holy Name coaching staff in your mind, what do you think you're going to do right now after you get this ball back?
I mean, Jeffrey Bird has shown he has the arm strength and talent. I said let him throw the ball. Let him do his thing for this drive. Did he come out throwing the ball well? That pass towards Edlow was very good. If you can do more of that, then I can see Holy Name get on the board relatively soon.
This is the 5th kick of the game, and that would be, I believe, good.
3 for 4 on extra point attempts. 0 for 1 on 2-point conversion attempts for Elyria Catholic. But the safety making it 35-0.
7:31 left to play in quarter 3. Holy Name right now talking and discussing what the game plan is going to be on this next offensive drive. Later tonight, we'll see St. Ignatius take on Euclid. think I predicted St. Ignatius on that one as well.
Yeah, I believe I did too.
It's going to be a great year for St. Ignatius. Great football program, great coaching.
Historic coach last year, sitting and on top. All right, first down and 10. Ball to 35. Handoff on the misdirection to E-step. He'll be taken down for a gain of 2 on the play at around the 37-yard line.
Second down, 8 to go. Ball's on 37.
Second down and 8. Bird takes a snap, dropping back, looking to throw. Pass is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Zach Zambo. Bring up third down and 8.
Moving on to talk about another football game. Last night, Medina came up with a win, 55-21 against, what team was it?
Stillman Monroe Falls.
Yes, Stillman Monroe Falls. Sorry.
As Bird dropping back, looking to throw here on third and 8, launches it downfield, and it is caught there by Alex Bowden. Bowden's wrestled down at around the 22-yard line. What a great play there by Alex Bowden.
When I see Alex Bowden, I think of his older brother, Chris. You know, Chris was a really good, ample part of the team, and I think that he's going to do the same thing, and he's going to be just like his older brother.
Like we said in pregame, the brother there, he's making his brother proud today with some good plays. And there he is on offense, take a big impact, and another great throw there by Jeffrey Bird. First down 10, ball at the 23-yard line. Bird takes a handoff looking to throw, launches it downfield, and it is
Intercepted, possibly.
And I was going to say, it is intercepted.
I believe the interception was made by number 5.
Yeah. As you see in the replay, the ball did not hit the ground. It should stand as a pick interception there by J.J. Metzinger. And they'll turn the ball back over to Elyria Catholic. All right, another game prediction. Lutheran West beat Brooklyn 50-22. So I believe that's another one correct for me.
Yeah, I believe that was another one correct for me as well. Both of those teams put up 50 points last week. Lutheran West is dominating their season. They're 3-1 right now. I believe they came up short in one game.
I think it was against Highland 21-0.
Yeah. But other than that, the last 2 games they've scored over 50 points, so they're definitely a dangerous team.
And I'm sure Derrick Henry Jr. is a big part of that game, as he played well in the game that I was at against Keystone a couple weeks ago. There appears to be timeout on the play. I believe I'm hearing is timeout Holy Name. They're first of the half. They're going to that Lutheran West team. They're a really talented team. After the Keystone game, there's the one Keystone quarterback threw a touchdown, very long pass. The next play, kick return for a touchdown for Lutheran West. That team knows how to respond, and they took it to a very good Brooklyn team.
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up with a lot of those kids. I actually went to a grade school with a lot of those kids that go there now or transferred in, and they've always been about football. So it's a great football program there. They have if I'm not mistaken, their coach is a former coach that coached partly in the NFL, I believe, or something like that.
All right, first down and 10 here. Garcia throws the ball on a screen. It is caught. The ball carrier, Petrus, will be taken down or forced out of bounds at around the 21-yard line. And a scrappy game of football that we predicted. Solon came out, just game to Strongsville at Packatan Stadium and beat the Mustangs 10-0. And what I would assume is a very scrappy game, as it was 10-0 going into the half, no scoring in that second half. Very heavily dominated defensive game, but Solon did just enough to beat the Mustangs.
Absolutely. They scored a field goal in the first half, and then they scored a touchdown, and that sealed the game. No scoring was done in the second half of the game, which proved that it was just a really tough game.
Yeah, on the screen was caught there by Metzinger once again, who will be taken out around the 35-yard line, enough to move the chains for an Elyria Catholic first down. Yeah. So far, I mean, honestly, predictions, 2 wrong. We'll take it so far. We're getting there. We're getting better.
At least you didn't go with your hometown team.
I was close. I was close to looking
I
at
know
it.
you were debating it. Mr. P went with his hometown team, and you've seen how that happened for him. So
I was not the homer. As Garcia, looking to throw, has some pressure in his face. Running down to the left side here.
almost took out the
Launches
left.
it, and it's incomplete. Closest person is number 64 on Holy Name from the sideline, Chuckling Gray. Gotta give love to the lineman. But nice job there from Holy Name to pressure. I think Zach Zambo was back there pressuring. Julian Rodriguez was back there on some pressure. But a very good job there by Hector Garcia to do a Mahomes-esque rollout in the backfield that deep to get rid of the ball.
And props to the official who stood his ground. He almost got knocked over there, so props to him. He stood back there in the backfield. I don't know if you've seen, but Garcia almost ran into him.
The true athletes. As Campbell gets the handoff, running to the right side, and it'll be finally taken down around the 33-yard line they'll give him. All right, next week, Friday night at 7 o'clock, Holy Name takes on Palmer Senior at Byers Field. Pre-game stuff will start around 6:15 with the Holy Name Athletics pre-game show, featuring special guest Mr. Kevin Unko, sophomore theology teacher at Holy Name, and was a guest commentator in one of last year's games. Definitely glad to have him back, as he did a very good job filling in for Cam last year in that game. His football knowledge on par with Mr. Pelcisco's, who also, both of them impressed me with their football knowledge.
Absolutely. I think we have a lot of teachers that also coach or have coached in the past that are very knowledgeable. And number
28, that is DeMartinez once again. DeMartinez. He'll be taken down just enough for a first down. As you're saying, Mr. Onko used to coach football.
Mm-hmm.
And we know he's had some stories about Mr. Erebar back in the 90s, playing football.
90s.
I heard some.
Maybe earlier. Who knows?
I believe the story was in the 90s. In the 90s or the 80s. I forget. I was in theology. We were in the same theology. I think he said something about, he did a scouting thing, return something, but Mr. Erebar was multitasking, doing something, cutting the grass and doing football stuff. As Campbell takes the ball, and will be finally forced out of bounds at around the 44-yard line.
I recall what story you're talking about. Mr. Anko was telling us that he had to go to Mr. Erebar's house for a roster or some sort or something like that, and he walks up and Mr. Erebar at the time, I believe, had a kid also. He had a kid in his left arm, and he was pushing his mower, and he had his game notes on top of his mower as he was going. I don't know if it was a riding mower or a push mower, but
I don't know. And as Campbell's in the backfield, he'll be taken down for a tackle for loss there at midfield. Alex Bowden, the man on the tackle. We've heard his name a lot today. He's been pretty active in this game.
I like hearing the name Bowden. Bowden's a great person. I think that he's going to do great things and probably follow in his brother's footsteps the way he's going.
Yeah, he was one of the players who requested us to stream this game. Him and Voltaire are the main ones who requested that we stream this game. So definitely shout out to them.
All he wanted for Christmas was us to stream the game.
Christmas has come early.
It's here, boys.
As Ramos cutting upfield a little bit, kind of forces his way forward to around the 40-yard line. Gain of 10 on the play.
I believe that'll make it 3rd down and 5 for this Elyria Catholic offense.
17 seconds and counting left to go in third quarter. 35-0 is your score. It'll be time for one more play. Panthers hurry up to the line. Snap is off. Garcia looking to throw. This will be the last play of the quarter. As it's downfield, it is caught, and he is in for another Elyria Catholic touchdown.
Number 20 on that.
Connor Petrus for a second touchdown of the game makes it a 41-0 ball game. And as you can see on the replay, just gets some separation, beats the two safeties over the top, able to corral the ball in and run the final few yards to get in the end zone.
41-0 your score. Here comes the kicker to attempt the extra point. This will begin our fourth quarter.
29, Sean O'Donnell attempting the extra point. They're 3 for 4 on extra point attempts kicks, over 1 on 2-point conversions.
5.
Low snap, hold is good, and the kick is good. Now that makes it a 42-0 ball game. And that is the end of your third quarter. Elyria Catholic 42, Holy Name 0. All right, we are back to begin this fourth quarter. 42-0 in favor of Elyria Catholic is the score. First down 10, ball at the 35-yard line.
Jeffrey Bird is in again. He's going to probably be in for the rest of this half.
The pitch to number 30. Number 30, the ball carrier, will be taken down at around the 41. I do apologize to number 30. We do not have his name on the roster. We were attempting to find it, but we have nothing. After the gain of 6 in play, second down and 4. Bird takes a snap, looking at throw. Launches it upfield, and it is picked off by Elyria Catholic. And he's running back the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, and that is a pick 6 for Elyria Catholic. Jump ball thrown up there by Jeffrey Bird. As you can see, the run back breaks one tackle, little foot race, some nice blocking there, and he'll punch it in. 48-0 Elyria Catholic. Number 83, Crumpos, is attempting the extra point this time. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and it is good. 49-0 in favor of Elyria Catholic is now your score.
This is going to be a really difficult end of the fourth quarter. Holy Name would have to score 7 touchdowns and 7 extra points.
I don't believe we have a kicker on the JV roster, so it'd have to be 2-point conversions.
Which
So that means we would need 4 to take a lead.
At least 4.
7 touchdowns, 4 2-point conversions. That should give us a 50-49 lead.
With 8:26 and counting,
I mean, anything's possible.
anything's possible. Hopefully we have some picks as well.
Nooney back in the game, hands the ball to number 30. We're taken down in the backfield for a loss of 1 at the 34-yard line.
From up here, it seems that the Elyria Catholic side has got more confident and comfortable in their lead right now, so maybe they'll be slacking a little bit, and Holy Name will see some opportunities to slide in. Don't forget, if you're watching this morning's game or rewatching this live stream, you should subscribe to our Holy Name channel. You will see athletics broadcasted to you, and you will get notified right away.
As number 30 takes the ball to the outside, has a little bit of room, and will be finally taken down for a first down. Ball should be spotted around the 47-yard line. As well, follow our socials. You'll find them in the link in the not a link in the description. Just listed in the description on Instagram and Twitter. We run those accounts. We give updates of when we stream our games, stuff like that. So drop them a follow and stay up to date on everything Holy Name broadcasting related. First down 10, ball at the 48-yard line. The spot has moved up. Nooney takes snap, hands ball to number 30. And a Jersey Tug will tackle him down at the 44. For progress says 45, so loss of 3 on the play.
Just want to do a shout out quickly to our newest members of the broadcasting team, Little Ragazzo, as I like to call him, aka Jacob Ragazzo, and
Michael Alexic. He helped us out last night on the computer stuff, pressing the buttons on the Elgato Stream Deck. And as you'll see on the Instagram page, at least I still have to make the edit on the Twitter, that changes have been made to reflect those changes. As number 30 gets the handoff, I'll be taken down near the line to get. They're gonna move. They're saying it's enough 10-yard gain, first down, Holy Name. Yeah, definitely, it's a transitional year for broadcasting. We're trying to expand into more things, other sports. We already have the other sports broadcasting. Like we said, we have a soccer game on right now. Well, we're trying to expand other sports, add commentary to the other sports. So definitely, we're glad to have expanded the crew, adding some new members. You as well, Damian, being added new to this. You were in the program last year, but now being an official member of all the JV and varsity games.
absolutely.
Definitely great to have you on for more stuff. As number 30 once again runs, helmet will come off, so he'll be taken out for at least one play after the gain of 9.
I like the fact that in your bio that you had to change your title to SDOB because it would not fit that many characters.
Yes.
Because we all
Instagram
have,
needs to add more characters.
between the Ragazzos and Alexic, that's a lot of letters right there.
Yes, that is a lot of letters.
And then you got us 4-letter last names.
Yes, sir. As Nooney throws the ball, and a little bit of early contact, and there's the flag. There it is.
This would be the first penalty on Elyria Catholic, or the second penalty, I believe.
Yeah, pass intended there from Mikey towards Edlow, number 18. And that is definitely be PI and should be a first down.
4:23 remaining in this fourth quarter. Second down, 1 to go.
The ball moving up, that is indeed the call. It is indeed pass interference, as it wasn't way too early of contact. I mean, if you're just a second later, it most likely have been fine. But however, timing is everything. Every second of football matters. And that's why it was called.
And there he goes.
Costanzo back in the game, running to the outside. There's a flag. He gets to the 10-yard line, but it might be coming back due to holding.
It was a good drive. Right up that left side, he seen a gap and he took it. And that's a really good thing that we got to focus on. 3:30 left in this ball game. The clock's ticking.
The substitution Holy Name just made. Rashad Hardnett, number 75, is re-entering the game for Brock Boomsma.
Maybe Rashad will run the ball.
That'd be nice.
I would like to make a suggestion that Rashad Hartnett should run the ball from now on, especially on these JV Saturday morning games.
Yes, I remember in Madden, and gotta love my Madden references. One's that fullback card. I loved using that card in Madden 21. So was Rashad. And number 30 is back in the game after his helmet came off a couple plays ago. First down and 10. Unity takes a snap, hands the ball to number 30. There's a little bit of mixed direction there. Runs to the outside, breaks a little bit of a tackle there, and will be forced down at the 20-yard line.
I just want to say it's quite interesting to sit up here and watch as the whole offensive line is guys that we know and that we played with our freshman year. That's actually just interesting to see and how it's changed over time.
Yeah, actually now looking at this is the pure junior line with from left to right Julian Rodriguez, Dominic Holbrook, Richard Ham, Anthony Holbrook, and Rashad Hartnett at my old position of right tackle. We're definitely glad to see a bunch of our former teammates on the line still playing football, still loving what they do, and being really good at it. There's a little bit of miscommunication with number 30, who'll be taken down for a loss of 5 on the play.
That is a lot of beef on the line, as I've said before. You know, those are big boys, and they're like roadblocks, and that's what they train to do, be roadblocks.
Yeah, and I've learned behind guys like, I remember when I played right tackle and right guard, I was around Rashad and Ham for most of that time, and they helped me out a lot because that was my first season ever playing football, being put in week 1, starting first time as Walsh Jesuit. Even though we didn't come out with a win, even though we went 2-4, those guys helped me a ton to get to where I was and be able to play as well as I did, especially when we put everything together in that Rocky River game. I'm sure you'll remember that game. That was our big win, just freshmen. That was a big game, and I remember that game.
Yeah, I think that was the last game that I played in, and then I was hurt really bad during practice, and I was out for the rest of the season.
Costanzo there on the screen. Forward progress will, depending where we'll spot at the 39-yard line. That win, that was a. I remember right. I forget who made I think it might have been an incomplete pass, but I think it was Joe Wodarski who was transferred out, and Joey Vergone had the pressure on the quarterback, and then it may have been an incomplete pass or tackle just before it. I remember we all celebrated that, and I remember basically the ref said no one shoot out, otherwise it's going to be a penalty. So basically that was game. I remember that was such a good game. We celebrated off that field. That was a great day of victory. That was a great game called by Hauser, Coach Merck, Coach Buka, all those guys. Great job of calling that game. And I mean, even though we no longer play, I'm sure we'll remember that game for a very long time.
Absolutely. There's only 24 seconds left in this ball game. It's going to be a wrap, I think, after this play. Holy Name just couldn't do it this morning. Came up short.
Elyria Catholic should.
Clock's ticking down.
Yep.
10 seconds. This will be the end of the ball game.
There's your final score, 49-0. Once again, tune in next Friday night, starting at 6:15 for the Holy Name Athletics pregame show before the Parma game, featuring special guest Mr. Kevin Anko.
Theology teacher.
Yes, sir.
Holy Name.
I love him. Now, at the end of our broadcast, once again, I've been Nathan Smee, your Holy Name Student Director of Broadcasting. Alongside me is Damian Webb. Mind you, like, share, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Follow our social media pages. You'll find them in the description. And with that, that's all. Go Namers.